What's going on, Paisanos? V here. Come at you guys. Well, with another market wash today. So many things have been happening. From me changing settings. Hopefully the settings are good on this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if the video, audio, lighting. Let me know, Paisanos. Hook your boy up. To the fact that by the time you're watching this video, I'm more than likely live streaming on twitch.tv. Click on the links down below if you want to even listen. We're going to be doing remote duels. We're going to be talking about cards in the market. I'm even going to be sorting bulk on stream just to talk about what I think people should be going after. And if you have any questions about the market, you have any questions about anything within the game, or you just want to come down and hang out and maybe even play against me in a remote duel, check me out once again. Like I said, links will be down below in the description. And yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. I mean, listen, Blazing Vortex is coming out, what, within about 3 weeks roughly? And I'll be honest with you, there's not much I know about Blazing Vortex. I really don't know about this. And common question of the day, what are you excited about in Blazing Vortex? I really would love to know. I don't know really one card that I personally care about, and that's going to be Pot of Disparity, or wasn't it given another name? I feel like it had a different name. Is the same thing? Pot of Riches, I think it is, and Humility. That's pretty nifty. This is the only card I really care about in Blazing Vortex. Hopefully they make this a secret rare or even an ultra rare, as well as Starlight rare, which I think it's gonna be Starlight rare, but hopefully like ultra and secret. But yeah, I'm really excited about this card. I really think this card's a phenomenal card. I don't even know if decks it really belongs in right now, but I definitely think out of Blazing Vortex, and this is Pot of, and it's already seen playing in OCG, is more like a card that you're going to want to keep your eye on. Guys, looking at it, I actually go poll, and I said, if physical Yu-Gi-Oh! Events return, would you go to them? And even though a majority of the comments was like, not happening, V, a lot of you guys voted yes. In fact, 80% of you guys voted yes, whereas 20% voted no, out of roughly around a little over 1,000 comments. I think it was roughly 1,100 something comments that voted in this. And hey, another common question of the day, if physical Yu-Gi-Oh! Events return, would you go to them? One of my top comments from my buddy named Team Attack for Games says, depends when. Today? No, it's still crazy in LA, and I have 2 people in my family that have weak immune system, and I also have a 10-month-old baby. After that, another guy, Deshaun Dunn, says, it's crazy in New York City, so I'd rather not. I have my family and others that I have to keep safe. I can wait in a year or so. It's not a big deal. And in a way, I understand what they're saying. I really do. And in another way, I disagree with them. And here's the duality of it. I personally have kids. I have a family. If physical Yu-Gi-Oh! Events return, I probably would be hesitant, depending on the setup of how they ran the events, of course, you know. Not Yu-Gi-Oh! Events, everybody hug each other, or I'm not sure if anyone went to that one YCS that was in, I think it was a 200 YCS or 250 YCS in Ohio, where you had like this much deck space. Yeah, not happening, Konami. But if more precautions were taken into measure, I think more than likely it'd be good to return to Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. I really do. Once again, I'm a guy with a family, wife, and kids, and I will totally do that. I would definitely have to analyze it. I think we all would, and it has to be done to a certain degree. Maybe we'll do a video, maybe a podcast, as far as, or maybe even talk about on Twitch today, as like how the events would have to happen. But I think that can happen. Now, as far as anybody else, like my buddy Team Attack the Game, that's a 10-month-old baby and family with weak immune system, whether or not that does happen, I don't think you should go. So I don't think, well, you can if you want to, but once again, I think you and I both know that you're probably not going to, no matter what Konami does. Everyone playing a bubble, I'm still going to stay home, I got family. So I understand and respect that from you, but for me and a majority of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, I would 100% go. And even though I just said I have kids, and I would still go, once again, it all comes down to the security measures, the safety measures, and how all that's ran. I don't want it too much in my face, like people freaking out, people, you know, yelling at everybody, or hey, you don't have like, your 3rd layer of gloves on. But I think there should be something in place. And like I said, if you guys let me know in the comments down below, I would greatly appreciate that. I love to do a video on this. I don't know if I really should. A little fun note, side note, I'm definitely the first YouTuber back in March to make a video talking about events that have been canceled. It's almost been a year since I made that video, and I made a lot of predictions, which a majority of which did come true. And looking at it right now, I think it's time we start working on opening things back up. I've been saying it for a while. I've been thinking about it for a while. Of course, not just opening up blind open doors, but opening up with obviously the correct precautions for Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. I think it's must happen. You got Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic and Pokemon, another which I haven't even talked about opening physical events up, but I do think it's time we start at least engaging in that conversation to figure out when time does come, what is already needed to be taken, you know, what precautions or methods, standards need to be taken in order to do that safely and securely. Then we have OTS Pack 15. Okay, this looks like garbage. And let me explain, because at front end, it's like one of those packs where it's like front end, you're like, oh wow, and back end, you're like, what the hell? So, Crystal Needle Fiber is finally getting Ultimate reprinting before it gets banned in OTS Pack 15, which I do think is awesome. The problem with that is it's a one-of. You understand? Like it's a one-of card. So even though everyone's gonna want it, it's gonna be worth a lot of money on its debut beginning next month. Everyone's gonna want to get one. That's basic. Nobody's playing 2 Needle Fiber anymore because you got rid of all the cards that made you 2 Needle Fiber worth it. People are barely playing even 1 now. So to see Needle Fiber getting Ultimate Rare at OTS Pack 15, I really wish it was done in OTS Pack 14. Would have made infinitely more sense. I feel like Konami is behind the ball. This is late. Then again, these packs are set up months in advance, but Konami, like, you know already. This is what was going to happen as far as the ban list and as far as the releases of cards. This should have been in 14. Arm Dragon level 10, I really don't know about the Arm Dragon stuff coming out of Blazing Vortex. I don't even know what it does as far as like if it's going to be useful or not. And if it's not useful, thanks for the waste of the OTS slot. If it is useful, how useful is it? Oh, by the way, if you even kind of think it's going to be even maybe sorta, we also have a ban list coming up around that same month. So you're going to have to hit a lot of cards in order to arrange it so Arm Dragons become good. I do hope they become good. I would love to see fresh new cards. Even though I like Dragons a lot, we still love to see more newer cards in the meta, as opposed to people rearranging, modifying older decks to make them new in the meta. And then we got like super rares like Shadow Dragon, which I felt, it feels weird. I thought that was already a super rare, and I forgot that it's not. Shadow Dragon only has a rare from Duel's Alliance, but it's cool to see that they're gonna make super rare Shadow Dragon. Borbo, Zudek Borbo super rare. All right. My honest opinion, you should probably made it something else, like maybe the main deck, you know, some main deck deck monsters, maybe like a Thoroughblade super rare, but alright. Dogmatic Punishment, this is what I'm saying, like, this feels so late. Dogmatic Punishment is not that bad. Dogmatic doesn't see as much play, but it's not bad. It just doesn't see as much play right now. It could be like Invoked, how like Invoked would see play, and then for a while it just wouldn't see play because the meta didn't need it. And then when the meta kind of needed it, it jumped in there, and it's like, okay, now I'm the meta deck. I'm one of the meta deck nows. You need me. So it's cool to see Dogmatic Punishment come back. People are definitely gonna be wanting 3D super rares. Obviously, they could probably work like $6, $8, $9 on the release of OTS Pack 15 before they go down to like dollars. So don't jump into it unless you're really deep into the deck at the moment. And then a World Legacy token. Cool. Listen, I'm really excited about the fact that Konami is bringing tokens and making sure it's in every OTS pack. I do like that a lot, but no. Like, make something cool. Make like a scapegoat token. People will love that stuff. You talk to not only the current meta community, which goes, all right, cool, I like to have a scapegoat token, just cause why would you not? But you talk to the casual YGO players, I would love to have that. You talk to the Go For It players, which definitely want that. A token with all for a scapegoat? Are you kidding me? Yeah, give it that. So, I mean, sure, once again, World Legacy token. Alright. Make Dark Magician token. I don't know. Alright, onto the market watch. I know it's been a while, and we just talk. There's so much to go over. By the way, I just want to say real quickly, once again, if you guys want to check out the Facebook link down below, a couple of these pics, I believe like 2 of these pics were on the Facebook page, and they were on the Facebook page like a day or 2 before I actually do the market watch, giving, credence to other people that do market watch content to have an opportunity to grab those as well, just throwing it out there. I think that the YGO Market Facebook page is definitely an amazing Facebook page. We are growing exponentially. Would it be 9,000, I think, members? Almost 9,000 members? I think we just hit 9,000 or almost 9,000 members, which is absolutely insane. And we're only growing. We're growing exponentially by the day. Great market watch information being posted on there. Great people on there already. Have amazing admins and mods, I forgot what it's called. But great people on there. I definitely recommend you guys check it out if you haven't done already. It is awesome. All right. So, looking at the previous OTS Pack 14, we're going to look at a couple of cards, because I feel like something weird happened and not everyone's talking about it. So, when OTS Pack 14 debuted, obviously the number 1 wanted card was Nibiru, the Primal Being. The second most wanted card was Super Polymerization, and the third whatever card was Toon Kingdom. I'm not a big fan of Toon Kingdom being in here. I feel it could have been another slot, but it is what it is. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Here's where it gets weird. As time goes on, it's gonna flip, because Nibiru might recycle out of the meta. I think we can make an assumption that it probably will, ultimately. Super Polymerization, maybe. I don't know, this card's still broken. To me, this card's always a goodbye. But Toon Kingdom might be the money card in OTS Pack 14. And here's why. Immediately, nobody wants it, because let's be honest with you, besides a couple of collectors that already bought it, they don't care anyway. Not majority of the population of YGO players care about this card. as time goes on, we're gonna get more collectors. Like, if there's one thing that's stagnant, that's always gonna happen in this game, is we're always gonna have newer and newer players who then will turn to collectors, or people just want to get in the game, just invest, or people that just go, listen, I want to play the game, but I also want to collect now because I'm that guy now. So there's a lot of people that have the opportunity to go in and grab these cards. What's gonna happen is Two Kingdom Ultimate Rare at OTS Pack 14. Its current price listing, the market price has the card roughly around $39. The card's valued right now roughly around $38 to $39, shipping included. This will be the card that would actually hold value. Why? Well, because it's from the anime. The golden rule of anything. Well, two golden rules. One, it's the rarity golden rule. If it's hard for you to get, I want times 3. But 2, the collector's golden rule is in the original TV show. Definitely want it. Is it in GX? Probably gonna want that. Is it in 5Ds? I have to watch that show. I actually heard it was alright, but you know, personally speaking, I saw 5Ds. It's alright. But yeah. I should do like a Yu-Gi-Oh! TV show tier list. Maybe I'll do a video like that one day. Okay, Vision Hero increase coming out of Battle Legends Heroes Revenge is roughly around $15. The value of the card is at near $15. By the way, after that, we're gonna go start hitting around roughly almost near $16 for Vision Hero increase. Now that's not the money one. That's a cheaper one. In fact, Vision Hero Faris at Battle Legends Heroes Revenge with a $20 market price is roughly around, well, I mean, there's a French one over here for 18s, and after that card's roughly around $20, so, and after that one's gone, 22. The values just keeps moving higher and higher for Vision Hero Faris. Why? Don't ask me. I'm not a hero player. They're their own economy. They're their own everything. I don't even think hero players can accurately predict their own market because it's made up random markets. Literally every market, every meta, every tier of Yu-Gi-Oh player we can grab hero players from. The collectors love heroes. The casuals love heroes. The competitive players, dude, you're on YouTube already. Type in like max rated heroes. And type in the search settings, do like a month. You'll still find people. Like, they're always out there. They're always doing videos on their deck. And I respect that. In a bit, I hate it because it's like, you people. But I respect it because I wish that was like for me with the other decks that I really do like. But heroes, the hero market, they're never going down. They're only growing. Scarily only growing. But we're seeing other markets grow within other communities that make the market a little bit unpredictable. I think we can safely say Cyber Dragons is one of those markets where like we haven't grasped on it, but for the most part it is kind of unpredictable. Even though Cyber Dragon Nashor is getting a reprinting finally, I think the Cyber Dragon market is definitely gonna be a market that's gonna be modified as the time goes on. Only time can tell, but I can predict that to happen. But Heroes is definitely that market already, and not many like archetypes in the game have their own market in which you just look at and go, what's happening here? Why did that get bought out? Oh, because the players felt like it. But why though? Just because today's the day. Okay. Next we have Necro Face. Now, obviously, the secret rare Glacier Soul Necro Face is like $600. Higher than its $450 market price. You also have the common version, which is roughly around $4 for a common Necro Face. And then you have the Crimson Crisis Super Rare Limited Edition Necro Face. I had 20 of these. I really got to start listening to today on the market on my live stream on Twitch. The market price is roughly around $9. I'm not even joking you, by the way. And the card value is roughly around $25. In fact, that one's gone. It's $30. Why? I don't know. I actually have zero idea. Anyone? Comment down below. What I do know is this card is insanely expensive. Then again, it's one of those cards that came in a special edition version of Crimson Crisis, which is a really good set back in the day. Okay. Skull Servants have always been money. And then it got reprinted and went down, and then it came out as Speed Duels. And now the expensive versions of Skull Servants, well, depending who you ask, is the Ultra Rare King of Skull Servant with a $150 price point, or the Speed Duel Arena Lost Servant King of Skull Servant Super Rare, which is $28. Then again, you got the Legend Collection 3 regular Skull Servant Vanilla Monster. That bad boy with a $10 market price, which is also insane. It's roughly around $17 to $20 for a vanilla monster. I've never met like a pearl, like a big, huge Skull Servant like fanboy. But evidently they're out there and they're making moves, the 4 of them. Then we have No Material Secret Rare coming in, Dark Neostorm, $6 market price. The value is roughly around, for Unlimited is like $7. If you want a first edition version of No Material, it's like $9. The reason I'm pointing this card out because when this card first came out, it was really expensive. I said, don't buy it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it. And then looking at No Material right now for the value which it has, it's a good buy. I mean, don't get me wrong, no material definitely only fits into a certain type of meta for a certain while. It doesn't last long. But when it does, it catches people off guard. It gives you free wins because players don't know how to really play around this card because nobody's used to the restriction that no material can put on a card on the board. So it's just something I just wanted to throw out there for you guys. If you are looking for the highest rarity version, obviously you're going to want to grab the secret rare. If they get reprinted, I think it's an ultra rare, right? It's an ultra rare in the 2020 Megatins. It's like a 75 cents if you want it, just to have it. But if you want a version of the card that has potential going higher in value, I would definitely recommend the secret rare out of Dark Neo Storm. Then we have Magical Musketeers. Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you. I love Magical Musketeers. I love the fact that this deck was a real deck back when Orcus players right now butt cheeks. It was like this because they're Orcus players, and it went like that because like everyone Orcus hated playing against this deck. But if you're a Magical Musket player, you love this deck, and yet it only fit into. It's kind of like Magical Musketeers. They're not fully, but they're kind of like Infernoids, where like when the meta's right, just right, they'll be amazing. That's how muskets are. They're like, the meta has to be a certain type for this deck to be a really big blowout deck. Their Link 1 Magical Musketeer Max is insanely broken, and the deck itself is relatively inexpensive. I mean, you got Magical Musketeer Cross Dominations, which, I mean, the values of Magical Musketeer cards are actually sporadic. So you'll have like Cross Dominations be $8. Last Stand used to be like $25. Everyone forgot about that. We had reprints of Caspar and Starfire, so these cards are like down to a couple of bucks a pop. But for the rest of the deck, it's rough, for the most part, under $1. It's a really good deck core. It's not that much money. You probably have a bunch of it laying down already. I'm just telling you right now, grab your deck core, sleeve it, put it in a deck box, and throw it to the side. It's just something good. Because when the meta finally does call for this deck to see meta play, you're not one of those guys trying to buy a $35 Starfire, or Caspar, or Cross Domination, or Last Stand. It's a great deck core that a lot of people aren't looking at right now because they don't. It's like Infernoids. No, who besides me is talking to you about Infernoids right now? Exactly. But they are good. There's certain times during the meta where they just are the blowout deck, and the prices on these cards reflect that during times of the meta. Same thing across Magical Musketeers, so keep an eye out for that. Her Perfection is money everywhere. Even the ugly looking, I mean, even Gold fanboys gotta admit, Premium Go Return to Bling. Bling, Konami, really? You got grills on that, Konami? What are you doing with the 90s rap culture? Listen, Her Perfection and Premium Go Return to Bling, even this version, $12 market price, is still roughly around $12 to $13 for hair. I'm gonna just correct myself. Early 2000s rap culture. I just wanna, okay. Anyway, yeah. Why is this money, you say? Well, because you need it. That's why. Listen, no matter how you play, Dragons, whether it's Hair Ultimateness, which is a really good card, has extra attack, or Hair Perfection, which can be searched out with the preparation of rights, it really doesn't matter. What matters is what's valuable. And even the Gold Rare version of Hair Perfection has value. I personally like the Ghost Rare, even though the ulti is like, I'm a big, ulti is my favorite rarity. I think Ghost Rare is the highest rarity, and the Gold Series Haunted Mind Ghost Rare versions, that version is roughly around $26, $28, whereas the Ultimate Rare rarity, of Hair Perfection is actually about far limits, roughly around $37. First version starting at $60. So it's double the price for an ulti, even though Ghost Rare technically is high rarity. The reason why it's not like this because it's a gold Ghost rarity, but I'm still telling you right now, Ghost rarity is definitely my favorite version. As far as Hair Perfection. Then we have Firewall Dragon at a Coded Duel. This card, we don't have the errata yet. I think we're gonna be getting the errata. Nevertheless, the errata doesn't really do much for this deck, unfortunately. Salamander players, this probably means you're gonna get hit in the ban. Like anything, something happened with Cyburst, Salamander players, you're probably gonna get hit in the ban list. Why? I don't know. Konami keeps hitting you. For some ungodly reason, Konami's like, new ban list. By the way, ban Gazelle and ban the rest of your deck, and we didn't even do anything, Konami. Hey, you know, that's hilarious. You're gonna have to get banned for that, though. Oh, you talking to Konami like that? Ban both their traps. Shut your mouth, salad player. Like, I don't know why. But Firewall Dragon, I think the new errata allows it to be for cyber sponsors. That's why I'm saying that for Salmon Grades. As well as like Marine Cess and then Nisters, actually. But Firewall Dragon Secret Rare out of Call Deuce with $10 market price is roughly around, for the unlimited, $11. You want a first version, you're looking to be paying roughly around almost there $12 for Firewall Dragon. This is for the original print Secret Rare. It also has another Secret Rare printing at the Megatin. And that version is roughly around $8 for Firewall Dragon. To be stone cold honest with you, I don't care about this card. I think the price is really high right now because everyone's expected for the card to come out and do something. Because, you know, we'll get an errata, and even with the news of the errata hitting the TCG, the price will only go up higher. It will. But then the price will probably go down because this card's not going to see any play. But that's the history price. Current, past, present, all that jazz for Firewall Dragon. When I do my market watches, I like to include gold format cards. One, because I'm really starting to get into gold formats, whether I'm playing more gold formats or I'm just buying into more gold formats. And I'm telling you right now, I'm buying into more gold format cards. And even though I'm not, it's not my favorite format. My favorite format is still the main format. Second favorite format, arguably, it'd probably be gold format actually. It was between that or like maybe like dad format or like dragon ruler format, but probably gold format. But I'm not excited as much as I am the main. So my tier list for like my favorite meta is like Yu-Gi-Oh main meta, Pokemon main meta, Pokemon extended meta, and then gold formats. That's why I'm like, oh, I'm doing it, but like I'm hesitant. But I dropped a lot of money into gold format cards, and I think that me personally going in and getting involved in gold format cards, what I'm seeing is prices, but they're not there for long, or prices of cards that I have a ton of that I didn't know was worth money. Ceasefire, for instance, is one of those cards that have a lot of value in them. Now, if you want an original print Ceasefire Ultra Rare at a Fabulous Servant with $1 market price, the unlimited version, about $1, $2. Okay, no big deal. You want a first edition of Ceasefire? Sure, $10. So you got $2 for unlimited, but if you have first edition, it's $10. This is a side deck card for gold format. It's used against like the jar variants. It's alright, I guess, but the fact that this card was $10 is kind of shocking to me. And there are a ton of gold format cards that are like this. Gold format cards that you don't know is worth value, that you might look at your store binder, if you was to go to your store, and seeing the dollar binder, but there's a lot of value in cards like Ceasefire and many other gold format cards, and I'll be covering them on this market watch, included into the other markets. So basically, I'm gonna say like this: when I go competitive, casual, and collector, which are like the three, basically three marks of Yu-Gi-Oh players, I like to take the gold format player, and because the gold format player is a bit of collectors, casual, and competitive, so it's like all three. So they spend like collectors' money, they play goats casually, and they can't play goats competitively, and more than a max rarity competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck at the moment. So they kind of hit every format, but I'm just gonna throw them in as their own side thing, even though they're a bit of everything. Because I think if you're a gold format player, you're probably also one of those fits into one of those kind of tiers of Yu-Gi-Oh player as well. All right. So Dark Rule No More is going up in value. It's the poor man's. You don't got money for I already forgot the name of the card. I can't believe this. My memory is really burnt. Also, I haven't slept at all, so I think I woke up like 5 this morning after sleeping for like 5 hours. Dark Rule No More is not Forbidden Chalice. What am I talking about? No, it's Forbidden Droplet. It was one of those kind of cards. Okay, so you don't have Forbidden Droplet? No big deal. You have Dark Rule No More? Let's go. See, if you're playing against Titans, that's basically the card you want to use. You Dark Rule No More the board, and then you play Yu-Gi-Oh! I personally think Forbidden Droplet is a better card, but Dark Rule No More, like it's not that big of a difference. And if you have Dark Rule No More and you are looking to play Titans, it's still a phenomenal card. In fact, one could argue you might even want to main it, play against a mirror match, Dark Rule No More. You win that game if they don't have a response to your board, and at any way, shape, or form. Look at the card. The card is a $7 market price, and right now it's roughly around $7 in the market. In fact, if you want to spend less money, you also have the common coming down structure like Spirit Charmers. That's about $2. Call off the ban list. I think that's gonna be really good. It's worth nothing right now, but it's a waifu anime card. It's kind of like Dark Magician Girl, but not really, but not really. And it only has 2 printings. It's Summon Sorceress. Why isn't nobody freaking out about this card? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think this card is really good and really broken. And if it's really good and really broken, it's probably the reason why it's currently banned. It is. But why wouldn't this card just come off the ban list? Think about it. $6 market price. And that's it, $6, $7 max. If you don't want the ultra rare, you get the super rares, 39 cents. Nobody's looking at this card right now. This is one thing, like with banned cards, people always go, V, what's the banned card like good for value? Always gonna be Max C, but besides that, there's other cards. Even though I'm a Max C fanboy, and I'm very behind Max C coming off the ban list, and the value is gonna be insane, I'm also looking at other cards that are currently banned. One of those cards that are really good right now is Summon Sorceress. It's super undervalued. And some of you might go, V, this card's too expensive, too broken, it's crazy, blah, 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 blah. Sure, the meta is never fair, okay? And even though you might say, V, the meta is not fair, so why are we gonna add more unfair cards? Because we can add more unfair cards is what we always have been doing with the ban list. Think about it. We have Solemn Judgment, we have some Optimization, we have all these cards that are just not fair into the game. And I'm not saying the answer to every ban list is always have unfair cards come off the ban list, even though I am saying it with this card, and definitely Max C. But what I am saying is, by the time Konami takes a card off the ban list, it's usually not crazy as powered as what people believe it used to be. Because this card used to be way better than what it is if it was to come off the ban list right now. It is. There's no question about it. This card will be good and definitely still see play, but this card, from where it used to be from where it is, night and day. And once again, I don't think this is gonna happen tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna happen up to the next ban, so the bans after that. But there's always a chance it can happen. And you can do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say. I'm gonna be picking up these ultra rare copies, and maybe even some of the super rare copies of Summon Sorceress. That's how much I believe in it. That's how much I believe in all these cards that have potential to come off the ban list. Then we have IP Masquerade, Starlight Rare Cast Impact, $693 market price. Well, don't worry about it. I get you a deal. You get a tiny one over here for $631. After that, $670. Then $700. There's only 6 copies, including the Italian version and a French version of IP Masquerade, Starlight Rare. The reason I'm saying this is because this card was starting to go down in value. Not only has it stabilized, but it's actually starting to go back up in value in the market. Once again, we could say V, it's COVID check. You're not wrong, probably. But this card is now going back up in the market. Then we have Divine Arsenal Azus. This card is actually stabilized with a $283 market price. The value of this card is roughly around $280, $290 for Zeus. This card sees way more play than IP Masquerade, but it's stabilized where Masquerade has went up. Why is that? Well, I'm going to go about my theory, as I always have said. If I could grab this card over here. Okay. My theory, my theory has always been, is that Starlight Rares will have value all the time and always increase after they have completely stabilized. Very few times will they go down. The last time the value of all these Starlights went down is because the first stimulus check, in which we got, well, double what we got this stimulus check, and then we pretty much went in and bought these, hoping to hold them and they go up in value, in which they immediately did. So what did people do? They sold them. With the stimulus check, same thing, people went in and grabbed them, and maybe there's a chance they could go in and sell them. The value of these can go down. I'm not saying it won't, but what's going to happen is Starlights will always have good value. Always will have good value. Not only will they always have good value, the ones that are the highest value will only get crazy higher, as we've seen with Ghost. Ghost is a good example of what Starlights is going to happen. In fact, Ghost Rare's value took years to come, where Starlights value release maybe even a little bit after release, maybe a couple of months after release, a lot of these values are where for the most part they are. Looking at Appaloosa's Bow of the Gods, which is roughly around what, 200, 250 I believe on release. The value of this card right now is $639 as shown over here in TC Player with an 86 market price. Looking at the cards, roughly around 700, 750, but nevertheless this card will hold good value. Will it maintain its value for long? No. I think it can dip a little bit, but then stop, stabilize, and go back up in value. Looking at that, why did IP Masquerade go up in value? Because it's the second big Starlight Rare. Appaloosa big Starlight Rare, IP Masquerade big Starlight Rare. These two are going to be the money Starlight Rares. I'm not saying the rest of these are not. They definitely have good value. Zeus is another great example, great card, good value, but it's an extra card, means it doesn't see much main deck play, means the quality of the card can't get as messed up as easily. I mean, same thing with Starlight Rares as far as Ghost Rares. Ghost Rares. Main deck Ghost Rares, they're alright. Okay, decent. Sure, $25. We just saw about $25 Hero Perfection, that's good, but it's not the extra deck ones that don't get as much physically play, so they're in better quality, so they go for more money. So that's why we're seeing a difference. And once again, like I said, Appaloosa and IP Masquerade, if you told me any Ghost Rare to invest in now that will have guaranteed value, it'd be these two. Anyway, before I end this mark, I want to say there's a guy, one of my mods, his name is Jackie. Actually, he's a mod on Discord. I talk all the time with him, great guy. He'll probably be on Twitch today. It's his birthday today, and I'd greatly appreciate it if everyone just says, happy birthday, Jackie. He's a good guy. He's a good kid. And I think today he turned 18 years old. And I remember like last year when I turned 18, it was pretty crazy. dude, I remember when I turned 18, I was like, it's going to be awesome. And then the day of my birthday, I was like, cake. I don't know. Something about 18 for me was, it felt big. And then when it happened, but now I feel like it's more. Like people are more excited to be 18. When I was younger, it was like, I did it. It's like running a race, whereas now it's like you celebrate. It's like the after celebrative race that you've been training for months. I don't know, it's really weird. But listen, Jackie's a great kid. I mean, he's an awesome kid. I really appreciate if you guys can just wish him happy birthday in the comments down below. He's starting the stream as well. Links, check him out in Discord. Check me out in Discord as well. We're all on there. We're always finding new ways to hang out, have a good time, do without this insane pandemic that we're currently in right now. And I greatly appreciate it. I know he would as well. Once again, happy birthday, Jackie. 18, it's a good time. 21's a good time. And after that, you just wish you could rewind it so you could do it again. It's your boy Veen. You paisanos have a great day.